I have been trading with prop firms for 8 years now. I have received close to 1,000 payouts and I have made close to $2 million from prop firms alone. In this video, I'm going to show you exactly how to get to $10,000 a month from prop trading. Not theory, the actual system I use, the exact thinking behind it, the mistakes I made along the way, and the framework that finally made it work consistently. This is going to be a longer video because this topic deserves a proper breakdown. We are going to go through the mindset, the math, the cycle, the rules, and the step-by-step execution. If you are serious about getting to 10,000 a month from prop firms, stay with me for the whole thing. Now, before we go into the video, this is my personal experience and not financial advice. Let me start with the most important part. And this is where most traders get it completely wrong before they even open a single trade. Most traders think about scaling like this. My goal is $10,000 a month. I have a $100,000 fund account, so I need to make 10% per month. And then they start thinking about how to make that 10%. More trades, more risk, and more pressure. And that thinking will destroy you every single time. Here's the right way to think about it. Start with your realistic average return, not the return you want, the return you have actually proven to yourself over time. If you are honest, that is probably somewhere between 2 and 5% a month. Let us use 3% for this example. Now you have to work that backwards. If my realistic return is 3% per month and I want $10,000 a month, how much do I need to risk per trade to generate that? At 1% risk per trade, with 3% monthly return, you need around $4,000 of risk per trade, which means you need $400,000 in assets under management just to get there once. But here is the part that changes everything. If you want to get there consistently, not just once, you need to think in thirds. You should never be trading more than 1/3 of your total funded capital at any one time, which means the fact that to reliably produce 10,000 a month, you actually need closer to 1.2 million in assets under management. That number sounds insane, I know, but I'm going to show you exactly how to get there step by step and why that number is the right number if your goal is consistency and not just a 1-month result. The key shift is this. Stop thinking about the outcome first. Start with your process. Start with your realistic return. Work backwards to the number you need and then build toward that number systematically. The 10,000 follows from the process. It is never the other way around. Before I get into the execution, I want to be honest about 3 things that most traders get wrong when they try to scale. The first one is thinking they will trade perfectly. They build a plan assuming every month is a good month, but the market will humble you. There will be rough weeks. There will be challenges that do not pass. There will be fund accounts that get close to the drawdown limit. Build your plan around the bad months, not the good ones. The second mistake is trading too many accounts at once. I have done this, trust me. You get excited when you have a lot of funding. You think more accounts means more money. But if you are trading all of your accounts at the same time and you have a bad run, you can lose everything in 1 week. And I did that. The 1/3 rules exists for exactly this reason. The third mistake is rushing the cycle. Traders want to get from 0 to 1 million in funding in 1 month. It does not work like that. Every time I have tried to rush it, I have ended up spending more money on challenges and losing more time than if I had just been patient and built it properly. Slow is smooth. Smooth gets you to 10,000 a month and keeps you there. The entire system runs on one cycle. And once you understand this cycle, everything else becomes obvious. Challenge, funded, payout, money back, repeat. That is it. That is the whole thing. You pay for a challenge, you pass it, you get funded, you trade the account safely, you lock in a payout, you get your money back from the payout, and then you use that money to buy your next challenge and repeat the same cycle. The key word in that cycle is to be conservative. The funded account phase is not where you try to make as much as possible. It is where you protect your access to future payouts. A funded account that produces a small consistent payout is worth 10 times more than a funded account that tries for a big month and ends up near the drawdown limit. Every payout you lock in is money that goes back into the cycle. Every challenge you pass without blowing is another account in the system. Over time, the number of accounts in the cycle grows, and as the number of accounts grows, the monthly payout total grows with it. This This is not a fast system. It is a compounding system. And compounding takes time, but it works. The 1/3 rule is the most important risk management concept in prop trading at scale. And it is the one rule I see most traders skip. Here's why it exists. On futures accounts, you typically have around 5% drawdown available. On CFD accounts, it is usually closer to 10%. When you are risking 1% per trade, you are using 10 to 20% of your available drawdown on a single trade. That means a bad run of 3 or 4 trades can put a fund account in serious danger. If you are trading all of your accounts at the same time, when that bad run happens, every single account gets hit. And suddenly you go from having significant assets under management to being back to zero. The 1/3 rule protects against this. You only ever trade a maximum of 1/3 of your total fund accounts at any one time. The other 2/3 are either in payout lockup, sitting on the bench waiting for their turn, or in the challenge phase. This means a bad run only ever damages 1/3 of your portfolio. The other 2/3 stay intact, and you can recover from 1/3. Recovering from everything is almost impossible. I know it feels like you are leaving money on the table when you follow this rule, but you are not. You are protecting your ability to still be in this game in 6 months. So let me give you the actual step by step. Step 1. Get your first funded account. 100,000 CFD or multiple 50,000 futures account. Pass one challenge. Get funded. This is just about getting started and learning how the cycle works in practice. Step number 2. Get to 100,000 in active funding total. Mark down exactly what you spent on challenges and activation fees to get there. Your goal at this stage is to get at least one payout that gets your money back. You are not trying to make a profit yet. You are trying to break even and prove to yourself that the cycle works. Step number 3. Start scaling. Once you have your money back from payouts, every dollar goes back into the next challenge. You are building the machine, not taking profit yet. Your focus shifts from getting paid to growing the number of active funded accounts you have. Step number 4, follow the cluster system. On futures, you trade accounts in clusters of 2 or 3 at a time. On CFDs, you work through accounts one at a time, locking in payouts before moving to the next. You never trade more than 1/3 of your total funded accounts simultaneously. Step 5, you can't really see it here, but once you have enough assets under management to generate 10,000 a month at your realistic return percentage, you shift from growth mode to consistency mode. You stop trying to add more accounts and start protecting what you have built. The whole process from step 1 to step 5 takes time. For most traders, it takes 6 to 12 months of consistent execution. But at the end of it, you have a system that produces income every month without you needing to take excessive risk to get there. Now, let me tell you how this actually went for me. I did not start with the system. I started by blowing accounts. A lot of them. I would pass a challenge, get funded, take too much risk too quickly, and blow the account before the first payout. Or I would get one payout and then immediately try to double it and lose the account. For the first 2 years, I was spending more on challenges than I was making in payouts. And every time I thought I had figured it out, the next month would prove me wrong. What changed was not my strategy. My strategy was already decent. What changed was the system, the cycle, the 1/3 rule, the thinking about process first and outcome second. Once I started treating prop trading like a business with a repeatable system instead of a game where I was trying to hit big months, everything changed. The payouts started stacking. The number of accounts grew, and eventually I was getting payouts every single week from different accounts at different points in their cycle. Close to $2 million in payouts later, the system still works exactly the same way. The accounts are bigger, the payouts are bigger, but the cycle is identical to what I described. Challenge, funded, payout, money back, and repeat. I want to finish with one honest thing. This will not happen in a month. It probably will not happen in 3 months. And it will not be linear. There will be months where you spend more on challenges than you make in payouts. There will be months where nothing seems to be working. There will be moments when you question whether it is worth continuing. It is worth continuing, but only if you follow the system. Only if you think about process before outcome. Only if you protect what you have built with the 1/3 rule. Only if you are patient with the cycle. Trading growth is exponential, not linear. For a long time, it will feel like nothing is happening. And then suddenly scaling, the accounts are stacking, the payouts are coming in every week, and you will look back at where you started and barely recognize it. 10,000 a month from prop trading is completely achievable. I know because I have done it and I still do it. But it requires the right system, the right patience, and the right discipline to follow the rules even when you do not want to. Build the machine, trust the cycle, protect what you have, and the results will follow. Now, if you want to build this system properly with real guidance, the risk management, the scaling, the mindset, all of it, I have a mentorship called the Platform Blueprint where I work with traders through this entire process. Link is in the description if you want to apply. And for a prop firm, I recommend Hola Prime. They have the fastest payouts in the industry, under an hour with zero payout denial policy and a public transparency report. You can use the link in the description or code NFX for the best discount. See you in the next video.